So in this lecture, we will study the wave equation and their solutions. That we will analyze how the waves look like and how any function can be visualized as a wave, and what are the different solutions to the wave equations. Let me consider the medium which have no charges and that is free of charges and there is no conduction current. For example, we have free space. In free space, there is no free charges and no current is flowing. So let's take in general any medium which have no free charges and no current is flowing. For that equation, for that medium, the Maxwell's equations will be further simplified. For example, let you have a curl of H equals to del D over del D. And in general, we have one more term, which is the conduction current density. But as there is no conduction current flowing in this medium, so it will lead to zero. So it will be simplified to del cross H equals to del D by del T, and which is further equals to epsilon del E over del T. That is in term, we can write this in term of the electric fields intensity. Similarly, second equation remain intact, del cross E equals to minus del B over del T, whereas divergence of D becomes zero as there is no free charges, the rho V becomes zero and divergence of is always zero. So these are the four equations. Now we want to find out the expression of H and E in general for this type of medium which have no charges and no conduction current. Here we have a differential equation, but here we have both H and E terms. So it will be very difficult to find the solution for H and E from these two equations directly. So what we will do, we will derive a differential equation in second order, in which we will try to find the equation only in the H or E, and then we will see how we can look the solution for these two equations. We start with taking the curl of both sides of the second equation. Del cross E equals to minus del B over del T, which is equals to minus mu del H over del T. Now using the identity here, you can split this into two terms. Here you have the gradient of divergence of E minus Laplacian of E. You can use identity as we already know. If we have three vectors A cross B cross C, so you can simplify identity that it will be just back minus cap. We have discussed in the class. So it will be A dot C minus C C what will be there, back minus cap. So it will be A dot B. Okay, so here you can use, so here A and B is the del operator, so it will become del dot E, and here you have the A dot B is a both del, it will become Laplacian, and then you have to use the Laplacian of E. So you can use this identity here, and again now you're taking the curl of this factor, so you can take it out mu and outside and it will become del cross. Now using this you can again take it out del by del T outside, so that will become, because this depend upon the time and it is spatial, it is a function of space, so you can interchange. So here this will be del cross H. Now again replacing del cross H from this Maxwell's equation, which is equals to here epsilon del E by del T, then you have here epsilon del E over del T. And then you open it, you will get the minus mu epsilon del square E over del T square. Now here, although in here we have now omitted the H, now here all three terms includes the E. Now divergence of E is divergence of D over epsilon for homogeneous materials, and now it will become divergence D is already zero because there is no free charges, so this term leads to leads to 0, and what you are getting the equation is the del square E equals to mu epsilon del square E over del T. This equation is called the wave equation. We have already obtained this type of equation for time varying potentials. So similar equation is there. So we are calling to be this a wave equation, and this is a differential equation in a space as well as includes the time. So solution of this will give you the expression of E. Similarly, similar analysis we can do if we just take first this equation and then take the curl of this one and open it and then replace where del cross E comes, and you will get the another equation in H. We can omit the E instead of H and we can get the another differential equation. So we are getting the two differential equation, one in E and another is H. Both are almost same. So it means nature of E and H will be same, but they will be different expression. They will be different values, but the nature of E and H will remain same because the equations are same. So these are two are called the wave equations, and you have to remember this. We have to use this. So a wave equation. So in free space, the first condition on either E or H is that it must satisfy the wave equation. So for this type of medium, the E and H field should satisfy these equations. So those fields which are satisfying this equation will exist in that medium that we call the solution. So again, I have already said that E and H only obey the same law. E is not equals to H. For simplicity, let's consider E and H independent of two dimensions, say Y and Z. Then, for example, what is meant by E, H and independent of two dimensions? Because E and H are a function of a spatial coordinate as well as a time coordinate. Now, if you are talking about the spatial coordinate, then let's take two dimensions, say Y and Z, to be independent in E and H. Let me explain it further. What do we have? Uh, we have, for example, three dimension. This you have x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate. Let you have another vector, general vector, let this is E in this direction. Then it will have three components. This is E vector. Then it will have three components in this, we call to be in this direction, one component in the y direction, in the z direction, and we term to be f ex ey ez. This is a one notation, this is a one concept. Another is thing is that if you change the location, if you move, if you are watching the E at this point and you move in the y direction, for example, so in this also the if E might be changed. So let's take this again, the E is here, so E sometimes becomes larger, sometimes it will change the direction. So as you moving in the y direction, then the E field may change, either the magnitude may change or the direction may change. Similarly, if you go in the z direction, for example, if you're moving in this z direction, so here if you're moving, it may be this value. Here it may go in this direction. Here it may go in this direction, reverse. So the E fields may vary the direction and distance or magnitude in this z direction. Similarly in the x. So E have three components, and E also, if you looking at different points in the space, the E may have magnitude same or may vary, or direction may be constant. For example, in the x direction, if you take an E, it may remain constant. For example, if we're saying this is a here we watch, if we have the same direction, same magnitude, and same direction, same magnitude. What is mean by that? The two concept. One is E has a different component in x, y, z direction. Secondly, if you move in along the space in any direction, what is the effect on the magnitude and in the direction? So here, what it means that for simplicity, let's consider E and H independent of two dimensions, say Y and Z. For example, if we are moving in the Y direction, if we are moving in this Y direction, So this remain constant. For example, if moving in this direction, if the direction of E and magnitude is this one, it will remain same, constant. It is not going to change. That is mean. Similarly, if you're going upward, this direction is not changing. So direction magnitude remains same. So here we say that E and H are independent of 2, though they have all three components. Now when you open this Laplacian of E, what you are getting, del square E over del x square plus del square over del y square E plus del square over del z square E equals to del square. So here, because this is constant with respect to y, it is not changing. Similarly, E is constant with respect to z, these two become 0, and you have del square E over del x square. That is, in the x direction we are having the differential. So the wave equations will become del square E over del x square equals to mu epsilon Et. So this is the equation. So what might be the solution? Can you guess some function which will be the solution of this equation? So let me take a snapshot of this. And let me clear it and we paste it. We have this one. What do you think? What will be the solution of this E? So let me write some one function. Let we consider E equals to what we have. Let E equals to 1 minute. So here we have E. Let function E equals to, let take any function. We talking about let f1 and x minus. Now if I take this one as under root mu epsilon t, will it be a function of this differential equation? You can verify. If you take the double derivative of E with respect to x, what you will get? So this term will be, will give you, let this is double derivative of f1 is double derivative and x minus mu epsilon t. Now as these are x minus 1 upon under root mu epsilon t, so if you apply the chain rule, so this you have to take the derivative of this function and then you have to take the derivative of this argument with respect to x, and here it is the coefficient of x is 1, so you get the again 1 multiplied by 1, then again you will again differentiate and you will get the same term. However, when you take this part, if you take this part, what you will get? You will get f1 double derivative of what you are getting then x minus under root mu e t, and if you go here, what you have to multiply using a chain rule. You have to again differentiate this argument. You have to differentiate twice. So what you're getting, you will getting minus 1 over under root mu epsilon whole square. So this term is here. It will leads to 1 over mu e. So what you will see then, when you multiply mu epsilon here, then these two equations will become same. So this expression E is equal to f1 x minus 1 over under root mu epsilon t will satisfy this equation. So this is the solution. This is the one type of solution. This is a one solution. Here, this is a one solution. Another, you can take one more equation. You can take, let this one more equation. Let E equals to F2. Now another function which will be, let this is a function, this is the argument. So if you see that if you take double derivative of with respect to x and the double derivative of e with respect to t, then again this will also satisfy this equation. So these are the solution of these equations. So it means any function which will be looking like this function is a general function whose argument is x minus this one difference of x and t with this constant, you will have the solution of this equation. So in general, if you can combine these two both and you will get the solution here. So general solution of E equals to f1 x minus 1 over under root mu t plus f2 this one. So if you take the double derivative of this, you will get f1 dash x plus f2 double dash x. If you take del square E by del t square, then you will have the, here again you will be having a 1 over mu e, and here again 1 over mu e, and then you can take it at common and you will equation. So these e will also satisfy this equation. Now where we will see why we put a v naught equals to, so this will generally find out to, this will become the speed actually, because this is the distance. So this quantity will be the distance, and if you take that t separate will become a speed, because speed into t will become the this distance. So this term have the dimension of the speed, so we are putting some v naught because speed into t will give you the x. So these the dimension should be the meters, the unit of this distance. So if this is time, then this constant should be equals to some sort of speed, and we'll see also why it is a speed. So this is x minus v naught t plus f2 x plus v naught t. So where v naught equals to 1 over under root mu epsilon, and f1 f2 are any function, may be different, may be same. So function f1 f2 represents wave motion. So what is the wave motion? If a physical phenomena that occurs at one place at a given time and it reproduced at other place at a later time. For example, if you have a one function one time and you can see the same function at another place at a different time, then you see it has shifted from here to here or is moving. So delay being proportional to the space separation from the first location, then the group of phenomena constitute a wave. We will also visualize in graph. For example, we have taken a function f1, f2. So f1 it will be a function a cos beta x minus v naught t is also a wave solution of the wave equation. So we will call to be a wave here. The solution of the wave equation is called the wave. So here it's also a wave because it exhibits the same function which can have the solution of above equation x minus v naught t. So wherever you are getting x minus v naught t, x minus v naught t, then it will be the solution of that wave equation and will give you the wave. Now understand what is mean by the wave. Now we have some function. We have some function f1x here, f1x, whose shape is like this. It is a f1x and it is a x direction. So if you move in the x, the magnitude of this is varying with x is here. We are watching at time t equals to 0. Okay, this function. We are observing this one shape. Now at time is equal to t1. For example, at time is equal to t1. So what will happen? This function fx minus v naught, it will be delayed by amount v naught t. If you have some function and you take minus some quantity, then it will be, for example, x naught, then this function will be the same as this function but delayed by amount this much. So whole function will be right shifted. If it is plus, it will be left shifted. So where it is right shifted by this amount. So if this is a point at origin, then now in this function it will be at this point. The whole point will be shifted by this amount. So this v naught t1 is a shifted one. So this we have some function which is looking at t equal to 0, we observe in the space in the x direction is looking like this. So when we watch after certain time at t equals to t1, the same wave will be reproduced, but at a different space. Now here you have, these are the space points. Now here reproduce at this point. Now uh, further we move in the time and watch another time t equals to t2. So now t is equals to t2. It will be further, but t2 is greater than t1. So v naught t2 will be more than v t1. Now the same function shifted at this point v naught t2. So here it will, whole the function will be shifted. Okay. So as we increase the time, it will be again reproduced at the later spaces. So again, we have function here. Now it seems to have the same function at different coordinate. So in the space, it is seems that the same function is reproduced at a different space. Or if we have if we see this function at multiple times with a smaller time intervals, so it will be like shifting from one coordinates, one point in the space to the another and another. So if we continuously vary the time, it will continuously shift. So it will see that the wave is moving in this direction. It will moving in this direction. So first, for example, it will be like this one. Second, it will be like this one, this one. So every time it will be at one instant it will be here, another instant it will be here, another instant it will be here, and so the wave look, this function look like it's moving in this direction because this property. So whenever the argument have this property, it means this is function of time. So as the time varies, this delay will varies and this continuously shift towards the right side. So we can say this function will exhibit like a wave phenomenon as the waves moves in space from one point to another as we pass the time. Similarly, this function is moving from one spatial coordinates to the different points in the space. That's why we call to be a wave. So we call the wave is traveling in the positive x direction. This wave is moving in the positive x direction. Similarly, if we take the fx plus v naught t, if we take another here and we take plus, so what will have now? This will move here. It will be moving in this direction. So now the wave will be, what will have, the wave will be shifted in this direction. No, it will be going, it is moving, the same function is moving in the left direction. So we can say for this type of if we have this function, then this wave is moving, actually seems to move actually in the left direction. That is, we perceive as a wave moving in the left direction. So we have two function, one function, one solution which is a function which is, seems to be moving in the right side or positive x direction with the speed v naught t. What is how we can count the speed? For example, we are moving here at times equal to t1. So this is the distance it has covered in time t1. So what is the speed? The speed just x over t1. So if you divide, actually it was minus under root mu epsilon t. So this is the distance. This is the distance. If you divide by t, you will get the speed. So you will get the speed. The speed of moving is equals to v naught. So if you take at this point, it will get the same speed. So it will be how fast it is moving. It depend upon the medium. This is the medium property, and this is the speed of propagation of the function moving from this side to the positive x direction. So we call to be the speed here. So the wave traveling in the positive x direction with the propagation velocity v naught. On the other hand, if you have plus v naught t, it is seems to be moving in the negative x direction with the same velocity v naught. So in general, any wave, in general, we can say a function consists of two waves. One is wave is moving in the forward direction, another wave is moving in the backward direction. Sometimes it is also called the reflected wave. Backward, we will see in the later classes. This backward wave is also called the reflected wave because it will moving backward means it is coming after reflected somehow. So a wave consists of two parts. One is forward, that is called, we sometimes call the incident wave. We also call the incident wave, and this is also called the reflected wave. So we will see in the later classes what is incident and reflected wave. In general, we can say They are the forward moving wave and the backward moving. So here we conclude this unit, and here we have given the general concept of wave. And in the later classes, generally we will not consider any function, but we will take the sinusoid functions generally, maybe complex or maybe real functions.